How you doing, YouTube? Matt with Massive Beer Reviews back with yet another review, and it is barrel aged stout time. Imperial barrel aged stout time. Imperial bourbon barrel aged stout time in the form of Crux Brewing's. This is their Banished series 2015 Tough Love. Really excited to give this world for a couple reasons. Why? Fucking dig the bottle. 2, it sounds like it's awesome. And 3, it was sent in an awesome beer mail by one of my viewers, David. He's a fucking awesome dude. Sent me a bunch of beers, and all of them are just fucking bonkers. Potentially bonkers, let's put it that way, because you don't know till you have them. So, last round, the first beer mail he sent me was all hair to dog, and I'm a big hair to dog junkie, so they all tickled me pink. So, these were all different beers, except for one was a hair to dog beer, but they all look fucking top notch. So, really excited to dive into these as far as what this one says on a bottle. It says Tough Love Barrel Aged Imperial Stout 2015 Banished Series. On the back here it says Imperial Stout brewed with blackstrap molasses and spices aged in bourbon barrels. Tough Love is a bold but nuanced and homage. Oh, I'm reading that wrong because I'm a dummy. It says Tough Love is bold but nuanced and homage. There you go. Stay in school, kids. Homage of sorts to the traditional Russian Imperial Stouts and a ruling style of Catherine the Great. We construct it with dark roasted malts, malted rye, oak smoked wheat, and then banish it to Kentucky bourbon barrels. This year's release was banished at full year, soothing out the edges on an otherwise bold statement and yielding notes of vanilla, hints of dried cherry, and flavors of velvety dark chocolate. 11.5% alcohol by volume. Was bottled October 9th, 2015. So November, December, January, February. Almost 5 months old. That's pretty much it. Crux Fermentation Project. Banished series. It was for their own good. Beers in this special series are banished for months in oak barrels, allowing flavors to mature, meld, and mellow. This beer contains live yeast. Take it even further by storing in a dark place at 50 to 60 degrees for 1 to 3 years. And that be that. Label-wise, it's fucking amazing. I love the labeling. Love the color scheme. Love the fonts. Love the kind of chaoticness going on in it. I dig the whole thing. It's very cool. Fancy, waxy stuff up top. That doesn't suck. Till you want to open it, and then it kind of takes too long to fucking open shit, so... Let's see how this one does. Ooh, it's going to be... Oh, it's good wax. See, I like this kind of wax. You can try to get underneath it. It just kind of crumbles away. See, this is... There's 2 different kinds of wax. There's like this kind of like glue style stuff that's like really, really, really like slippery. I don't even have to do this. I don't know why I'm doing it. Take the whole thing off. But the glue stuff is really hard to kind of get off. You want to think like Terrapin or maybe even the Brewery or... and then there's super crumbly ones like this, which I really love. Then there's like in-betweener wax, kind of like cane brewing, stuff like that. So yeah, let's see what this sucker has. Oh, let's see. There was wax. There's a cap. Now there's a fucking cork. Well, I'll tell you what. These guys say 1 to 3 years for their bottling. With that amount of protection... I don't see oxidation being an issue. If it does get oxidized, then something fucking happened. That's some straight up, we really don't want any kind of shit to get into our beer kind of setup going on there. So let's give it a rough pour. See if we can get a head out of this sucker. Half a pinky finger, what I like my coffee to look like. Rocky middle, it's kind of creamy on the edges. Pretty compact bubbles with some neuroticness floating around on there, and that sucker is dark. So, I mean, it looks like a barrel-aged beer. It looks like a beer that's been barrel-aged for quite a long time, because it didn't generate much of a head, even though I poured it, or I didn't even pour it, I kind of dumped it in there. So, yeah, let's see what we got. I'm getting berry from here. Really dark, like blackberry, charred blackberry from here. So, let's see what we got going on here. It's all about the darkness in here. You'll bourbon barrel age a lot of beers, and then sometimes you'll get a bunch of different flavors. You can get your atypical vanilla, you can get some oak, you can get coconut, you can get a lot of stuff. Sometimes they lean really dark. This is all about some char. This is all about that kind of thick like molasses, and this is all about like a smokiness too. Big barrel char, bourbon's there, not overly boozy. It's a sweet bourbon, super dark. A lot of darkness in there, like I said, and the char is dark, dark chocolate, dark molasses, dark raisin, stuff like that going on. This smells like super evil, like the fruits of the devil. Yeah. The stout is still there. You get roasted malts, getting a little bit of like a chocolate malt, you getting a bit of sweetness in there. No hot presence whatsoever, but that's to be expected. And yeah, it actually smells like a Russian Imperial stout. Yeah, chocolate, bourbon, char, sweet way, no kind of subtle smokiness, not much bittering at all in this beer. So I expect it just to be kind of like super sweetness. So let's dive right in and find out. Cheers. Wow. Oof. That fucker means business, man. Holy shit balls. I like it. But it's all, this is fucking speed metal. This is not a fucking soft song. This is not a slow dance. This is fucking brutal assault on your senses kind of vibe going on here. Wow, and I didn't think I was getting the first sip. It was like a really nice mouthfeel. It's a nice chocolate and a little roast malt. And I'm like, okay, and then bam-o, about 3/4 of the way through, it just fucking hits you in the head like a fucking sledgehammer. You get that dark chocolate, nice mouthfeel, and the second you swallow, second you release it, you just get these huge waves of barrel char and chocolate and bourbon. Subtle smoke. Like I said, that kind of raisin, which I dig too. I mean, this is huge in the back end. It's almost like all that huge flavoring is added. It's like a, and it's that char, I think, mixed with, regular oak is giving you this kind of like bitter back end on it that's kind of like mimicking a super huge double IPA. It's a gigantically huge beer in the back end. Yeah, man, this is like a fucking mullet of beers. It's like fucking business up front, party in the back. It's fucking like right when you get it in your mouth, it's like, okay, here we go. Gonna sing you a lullaby, and then just bash you in the side of the head when you're already fucking looking. And that doesn't suck. I'm gonna tell you that much. Let's see. That's pretty much it. Banging mouthfeel. Super impactful barrel. I mean, it's so huge. Just every time you sip it, it doesn't lose. You expect like my third or fourth or maybe fifth sip on this already, and it's still as impactful as the first sip I took. So yeah, gigantic mouthfeel in this sucker. Let's talk about it. Is it one of the better barrel-aged beers I've had as of late? That's a tough one because that abrasiveness is something you're like, okay, I love me some roundedness, but sometimes I like me some hate fucking too. So it's on the outside looking in just because of how abrasive that barrel is, but I like it. Sometimes you want to be slapped. And I dig that. So I'm going to say yeah. A loose yeah, because I've had better ones, but it deserves to be in that field. Would I buy it again? Yeah, I'd buy it if I could. But it's West Coast shit. I can't get it, so poo-poo on me. Value or availability, I don't know. You go to the brewery, I assume that's about it. Value, no idea. And just let's get to the point and say if you like what we like this. If you like barrel, man, because that's what this is. All about the barrel. The beer is there, though. That's the thing. It's not like I don't think I would be as high in this beer or as glowing as in this beer if the beer was lost in the barrel or lost in that kind of stuff. It's still there. It's holding up. You get the roasted malts. You get a nice mouthfeel. The beer is there. So, but it's hefty enough to hold up that huge barrel. So if you're into barreling, yes. If you're into darkness of a barrel like that, your smoky charred woods and your dark chocolates and stuff like that, if that's what you're into, you'll like that. And if you like fucking hate sex and fucking speed metal, because this is not for the faint of heart. So there we go. Speak normally. There we go. Another review in the books. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. If you did or you didn't or somewhere in between, please leave a comment in the comment section below and like, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. If you want to check us out anywhere else on the internet, you can. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Untapped, Massive Beers, and all four of those places. And yeah, another review down. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the review. Hopefully you're enjoying a nice fucking punch in the face of a beer right now in a very good way. And hopefully see you next time. Cheers.